Now, as you've been hearing through the news on the programme with Carly, a long-awaited report into the Grenfell Tower Fire Inquiry will be published later this morning. For families and survivors who lost loved ones in the fire over 7 years ago, it's been an agonising wait in their fight for justice. The Phase 2 report will examine how the tower block came to be in a condition that allowed the fire to spread. Meanwhile, thousands of people are still living in homes with flammable cladding and other fire safety defects across the country. Paula Chalou is from the End Our Cladding Scandal campaign group and joins me now. Paula, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a bit more about your group, if you would, and how you got involved.
Well, the End Our Cladding Scandal campaign group came together in 2019 originally, and basically it's formed of several groups across the country, resident-led, so people who are themselves affected by this crisis. And we've been campaigning to get government to get a grip of this crisis ever since.
How important is today with the publishing of this report?
It's very important, and I'd like to say first and foremost that our thoughts today are naturally with the Grenfell bereaved and survivors who desperately need and deserve justice. It's been a long time coming, but the report being published today is hopefully an important step in holding to account those responsible for the loss of 72 innocent lives. There really must be some serious consequences, or nothing will change and it will just be a matter of time before we see another Grenfell.
What do you hope will happen as a result of this report?
Well, a couple of things. Obviously, there won't be any, that'll take a while for any real justice to emerge because I presume, over the coming years there will be some criminal charges, but obviously everyone will need to digest the findings in the report first. But what we really need right now is for the government to step up and get a grip on the crisis. And we just need homes to be made safe as quickly as possible. The previous government's approach failed because it was far too slow, too complicated. And only the other day, Angela Rayner said that, acknowledged that the action has been far too slow and there's been too much passing the buck. So she said she would end the foot dragging. So what we need to see now is that translated into action on the ground.
Are you hearing of owners of properties with cladding still having problems?
Oh my God, absolutely. We don't actually know the full extent of the crisis, but what we do know is that hundreds of thousands of people across the country are still living in unsafe buildings. The official number is 256,000 in blocks with unsafe cladding, but we believe this could be as high as 600,000 in reality.
Is there anything else that needs to be done as far as you're concerned?
Well, we also need the other actors such as, developers and freeholders and others who have responsibility to put these buildings right. And what we need is where they are dragging their feet, we need the government to step in and use some enforcement powers to make them accept responsibility and fix these buildings so that people can move on with their lives.
Okay, Paula, thank you very much for joining us on The Breakfast Show this morning. Paula Chalou from the End Our Cladding Scandal campaign group. The Grenfell Tower Fire Inquiry will be published later this morning, and of course there'll be up-to-date coverage across the BBC through today.